Now to the Middle East, where Israel and Hamas agreed to a ceasefire for 4 days, but then that has now been extended to 6 days.
Here in the tri-state, a USI professor says the 2 extra days are a welcomed addition for aiding humanitarian crisis. Eyewitness News' Ben Walls reports.
Associate Professor Trent Engbergs recently returned to the tri-state after being a visiting scholar in Israel. Dr. Engberg says this ceasefire, and for it to continue, not only affects Israeli and Hamas hostages, but it also affects organizations working for peace.
I do think it's promising, and I do think it's a good show of faith on the part of both Israel and Hamas to address some of the humanitarian issues that are going on in Gaza, and still consider the important humanitarian goals of Israel to try and get hostages out.
Getting hostages out of some of these undisclosed areas in the Gaza Strip, Engberg says, is just one common interest that Israel and Hamas are looking to address in the conflict and in the ceasefire. He also adds that Israel received pressure to allow a ceasefire for humanitarian purposes, and he isn't surprised this ceasefire happened as more detainees are released. Originally, Engbergs' sources told him that 10 Israeli hostages would be released for every 30 Palestinian hostages. He predicts a change is coming for how many detainees are released.
The new deal that will extend the ceasefire for 2 days has similar terms, so I would expect another 20 Israeli hostages will be released and another 60 Palestinian hostages or Palestinian prisoners will be released.
Engberg says there are still hundreds of detainees in the Middle East on both sides.